their problem.
You're tuned into the show
that informs, improves, and inspires racers everywhere.
The Northwest Race Report. And now, here are your horsepower and performance hosts, Terry Bridges and Glenn Lippy Tower. Oh, what's going on, racers? Your horsepower and performance broadcaster, Terry Bridges, coming at you live from Phoenix, Arizona. The sun is setting. I'm here with my main man, Mr. Glenn Lippy Tower. What is going on, Lippy?
It's all good in the hood tonight.
Yeah, and we got a special guest with us tonight, helping us out. Kind of, it's nothing new to him though. He used to do this back in the day on North Sound Radio. We got the man, the legend, the tune-up man, Mr. Shane Biles. What's going on, buddy?
Just another day at the racetrack. We're in Phoenix, so sunny, 70. I get used to this.
Well, I know, and you see the pictures on Facebook, you see them all over, but you really don't get the feel of it till you get here. It's a completely different feel once you walk in. You know, it's like cool.
The weather or the racetrack?
Both.
Well, I mean the weather.
Both.
So
I mean,
a lot of your listeners are in the Northwest, and it's 41 and raining sideways. And
raining? I think it's like ice, isn't it?
Whatever it's doing up there.
Yeah.
But this is late May, early June in Seattle, is what we're experiencing here. Yesterday, I had the shorts and flip flops out, and a T-shirt, and I got sunburned. And it's New Year's. So it's all good. And, for our Northwest racers, if you ever get the chance to get down here and check out this raceway, you guys saw it today for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a wow.
This racing, the surface itself is incredible. And trust me, they bust their butt to make it this way. And they worked tirelessly on it to make it right. I think it was Christmas Eve, and the day before that, they were actually pumping the infield out because they had a ton of rain here.
Oh, shoot.
So the dirt is quite a bit different this year than it has been the last couple of years that we've been down here. But, man, it's a blast. If you get the chance, get down here and do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we those of you just tuning in, we're doing it live right here at the racetrack. The lights are on, so if you've ever been under the lights, it's cool. But we got Cody Welker going to be on the show. He ran really good in the Sportsman. We got the man, Ryan Fernandez.
Oh, nice.
Going to be here. And we got the Salsa Queen.
Oh, sweet.
Christy Mayo going to be on the show. So we got a good lineup here for you tonight. And anybody else who stops by, we'll probably throw them a headset and they can get on. But first thing you got to know is tonight's show is brought to you by Snow Carbon Fiber. Wes Snow stepped up and wanted to sponsor this, so he did.
And we thank him for it.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Absolutely. And, man, you better have my money.
And there might be a little bit of cracked Snow Carbon Fiber after today's main event.
There was a few chips here and there.
I didn't say that out loud, did I?
No, you didn't. But, all in all, so we struggled a little bit early getting everything set up, but we got here. We rolled in. Lippy, I got to give it to him. Lippy hooked up. First it was a Benz.
Yeah,
but then we had to wait too long.
Yep.
So we got what is it, a BMW?
It's an 8 Series.
Yeah. Let me say.
Convertible.
Just let me say.
Supercharger.
It's tight.
Thing hauls ass.
I'm still a little offended that you guys didn't fly in with a helicopter or something.
That's next year.
Land right in the middle.
Absolutely.
Next year.
That's what we're going to do that for the Nationals.
There you go.
Will you be our pilot?
Oh, sure.
Wait a minute. We have to rethink this.
Biles flying in, Bridges and Tower.
You're
Yeah.
not that stupid.
Yeah, no, nor have I had that much to drink yet.
Yeah, but we are having a. Thanks to Shane Biles, I got a Blue Moon. What do you got?
I've got a what is this thing? Oh, a Trout Slayer.
Trout Slayer.
Oh.
Wheat ale, and that was come from
And,
Diablo.
and then you would you have a root beer float?
No, I'm still on Blue Moon with. I'm
Oh,
right
you're
there with you.
You're
I'm a-
brewskiing tonight.
I'm a team player. Well, I usually start out with a few of those and then
It
switch
just wets-
over.
wets his whistle.
Well, for me, it's always beer before booze.
Yep.
You always lose. But not Biles.
When was the last time you saw me win a race? So there you go, right there.
Well, the fact that I've seen you standing after some nights is like, wow.
I'm a trained professional.
Yes, you are.
His liver gave up a long time ago.
he's
He's,
a- he's
still
a-
standing.
I'm on the donor list.
He's a beer slayer. So let's talk a little bit about how the day went. I mean, we got in here late. The heat races, but so Diotti wins a heat race.
Yep.
Your girl wasn't bad. You guys popped the motor in practice, and
Yeah, we hurt our big 450. We hurt it first lap of practice. It just locked up, so something broke inside.
yeah.
So Mr. Lippy here, he chimed in and helped us change that thing out. So
I
we
dove right in.
just barely made the first heat, and we weren't very good, and because we forgot to check and see if the throttle was wide open because the carburetors are different on the two motors.
See,
So you have to set the linkage off the pedal different.
Yes.
And so it was about a third throttle. So we finished. At least we finished.
yeah, on the lead lap.
Well, now
Barely.
now
I wasn't going to say that.
in the Sportsman, I'm assuming that was her rejet she had, right?
Yeah,
Is
that was the
one
super
you-
stock. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
that you
was
heard
a
us-
rejet.
She was up front there, and then kind of went back, and then I know sometimes you pull your hair out over that, but
No, something's wrong. There's something wrong with that motor that it wouldn't clean out. So on the restarts, it was a dog.
Yeah.
And she kind of messed herself up a little bit because she was trying to keep the thing clean. So she kind of moved up to the outside a little bit on the one restart and got freight trained. It was her own fault, but the motor wasn't running right. So basically coming off the corner, she said it felt like you were just standing on the brakes.
yeah, just a dead player.
It wouldn't pull. So something's wrong with it. So, it happens every once in a while.
Well, she made up for it though in the because we had some great racing. I mean that was the Sportsman. I keep wanting to say KT. I don't know why, but
Super stock.
yeah, super stock. I mean, there were some rollers in that.
Oh, absolutely. Cody was in there.
Yeah, he was good early. He said he broke a belt or something that screwed him up, but
Yeah, and he had a clutch issue, I think, earlier in took him out of one of the heats. But he's always, you put him in a KT, he'll be in a KT tomorrow, and he's one of the guys to beat. He's one of those guys that he's got good setup guys, he's got good equipment, and the kid very rarely ever makes a mistake.
That's what I was going to say. He's. I was telling Lippy during the main. He's one of those kind of guys you kind of fear because he doesn't do anything fancy. He's just always there.
Always there.
Yep. Not super flashy. Doesn't look like the fastest guy out there, but boy, you put him out there and he rolled. The other guy that was impressive was Most. The three that Tyler Most. Yeah.
Very fast.
Jeez.
And ended up winning the main event on probably a softer tire than anybody else that nobody thought would work. But, man, he laid the laps down. And
He did roll it.
Yep.
And then
He
the
did
other
awesome.
guy that was super fast was Ellenberger.
Another great racer.
Jeez.
You'll see him in a KT the next 2 days, and he's one of the guys to beat in a KT too. So you think about the super stock class.
Yep.
We don't get a lot of it in the Northwest, but they do it down here. And basically, you look at it, it's a KT with a little more power.
Yeah,
But
basically.
it's still about momentum.
Yep.
Minimal, especially at a track like this, minimal wheel turn.
Finesse.
You've got to be real smooth with your hands. If you're not, you're scrubbing speed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were talking earlier, we were looking at the track, and it was like, wow, Lippy goes, well, this is about the same size as Salem. And I'm like, boy, no way. It looks bigger than that to me. But it almost looks like a like it could almost be on the verge of a D, right? The front straightaway looks a lot straighter than the back if you look at it.
Yep, I think you're right there. Yeah, and then I think this morning Chase was saying that they were averaging 71 miles an hour yesterday
Jeez.
in practice. So
Wow.
gives you an idea how fast you're going around this place.
Yeah, because if you're averaging that, you got to be rolling. You got to be rolling well over that down the chutes.
And
You think it's close to 100 mile an hour?
No, he's got the number, so I'm not sure what it was, but he had a high and a low as far as mile per hour.
Mm-hmm.
And like usually on the third day of racing, so the last day of racing in a KT,
Yeah.
you're pretty much flat foot all the way around the racetrack.
Jeez.
So that comes down to even more of a premium as far as your setup, your tires, your all that stuff.
That's almost like the. Did you see any of that video of the that thing they had last weekend or 2 weekends ago? The King of the Concrete.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys were stuck. Somebody said they put Coke
Yeah.
syrup
Coke
on there.
syrup. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a Coke,
Coke syrup.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Sticky.
you know what else works? I used to work for J&J Amusements, and they used to build a lot of rental carts for the the outdoor ones that got all the figure eights up and but we had smooth concrete, and if you dump acetone in there, the first couple laps is a little squirrely, but once that stuff dries and it gets in there for about a couple laps, man, you can bark the thing around there. You can hold her pretty wide
Really?
open. Yeah.
That was one of the original tire treatments was acetone.
Yeah, man, it was like, it was awesome. Well, so then we come to the UAS mate. So, I don't know. It shouldn't be a surprise, but Mayo was rolling.
She always does.
I mean,
She's a driver.
yeah, she
Good
rolled.
equipment.
She rolled right around Diotti. I know it made his eyes big too. It had to have. Like what? Yeah, she was wheeling.
Is it a Jawa or a GM? Do you know, Shane?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah,
One or the other.
Yeah.
Just curious.
I didn't see a Chevy emblem on it, so I'm not really sure.
I know GM. I don't. Well, Yal's got a GM.
Yeah, I know it. That's why I'm asking. I
He's
don't know who does and
and
who
it's-
doesn't.
He's not here, so
Yeah, you're right.
He's exempt, so
He is exempt. Well, doesn't Snow have a GM?
he's not here either. So he's
But
exempt.
but does he, or is it a regular?
I don't keep track.
I thought he had only.
Oh, he only had a
450.
450. That's right. He didn't have a Jawa. That's right. Well, so yeah, and then so it was. She was on the outside of the front row to start. Berg was on the pole
Berg,
for the main, and he kind of got messed up. That turn here, Diotti got underneath him. He was already on his way around. Is that him right there?
No, that's the track prep guy.
Oh,
That's Tim.
that's Tim. Okay,
Tim's the man.
Tim the man. Yeah.
Tim the track man.
So it's dark here in beautiful Pahonix, and he's standing here by the
He
gate
said
with
Pahonix.
with a flashlight looking at the dirt just to make sure he's got enough
He-
moisture in it tonight.
So if it needed a sprinkle, he would put some on there.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking
And-
he would.
And you know what's
Yeah.
even cooler is when you roll in here tomorrow morning.
Yep.
It'll be shiny white
What? They put that soap on it?
chloride.
Yeah,
They
makes
did-
that
they-
makes it
They do
that
it.
makes it 3 grooves, so you can makes it raceable.
They do it every day, and they just roll more in, roll more in, roll more in.
Wow.
Now it's not good for your cart, but you got to clean your stuff because it's very corrosive.
Yeah.
So stuff rusts, nuts and bolts break, throttle linkages stick, stuff like that.
Yeah. Wes Snow knows about the throttle sticking.
Yeah. Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. I think we all have. Anybody that's raced has had that happen at
Yep.
least once in their life.
What did that director say? He said, Wes, that's enough. We're not doing that here. You might could make some carbon fiber, but you're not doing that here. Oh man, Wes Snow. Well, we appreciate him sponsoring the show, but yeah, I mean, I thought today for the first day, is this about the norm for the turnout?
You will see more carts tomorrow because there was no KTs today, and the box stock kids weren't here, and,
Yeah.
the outlaw box stock stuff
Right.
wasn't here, so they will be here. KT's run tomorrow and the day after, so you'll have a lot more local guys that run KTs here.
Right.
So it'll fill up a little bit more.
And it's like Lippy said too. It is kind of the middle of the week,
It's
and
midweek, yeah.
yeah, everybody kind of getting back to work after Christmas. How was Christmas, by the way?
It's the holiday classic. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is.
But you guys and Christmas. This is Christmas for you, right?
Every day is Christmas at my house.
Yeah.
So yeah, Christmas was great. We were in Vegas,
Yeah.
so
Did you guys hit some snow on the way down?
yeah, a little blowing snow. It was pretty much non-eventful. Little snow for about a half hour in Ely, Nevada,
Yeah.
and then some blowing snow in beautiful La Grande, Baker City, Oregon.
Oh,
About
wow.
60 miles an hour of wind, of course, right in your face. So there goes all your fuel mileage.
Yeah,
But
really.
it was blowing the snow onto the freeway, and
Yeah.
I might have had to back her down to like 62 or something. At one
We
point.
don't. We didn't even see who P1 was tonight. We got to do that.
Brent
Let's-
Meyer.
No way.
Brent Meyer was P1. Jason Susich was P2.
Yeah, but we got Sean Holbert in the house. Sean in the dirt.
Sean comes in number 3.
Yep. It must be past old Wes's bedtime, I would think. You know.
He's a lurker. He's not a participator.
No, he's on the phone with all the guys over here in this part of the pit area over here.
They're yeah.
getting set up stuff.
Yeah. Tell him. Yeah. Well, that and that $100 bet. You know, he put up $500.
Yes, he did.
He said, whoever wins it is going to have my stuff on it. Something. A wing, a nose, a body, you know.
If they don't and you take the bet, he'll pay you $100.
But, you know, is Fernandez here?
I knew
There he is. Grab that man a headset.
I'm not sure these ones work. You might want to try them.
Oh, yeah. If not, I got another set. Put those on and see if you can hear anything, dude. And then that corded mic right by your beer, Lippy, is there. And, yeah. Is it on?
Yep.
Are you sure you got to really talk into it? Is it a little knob on? There you go. Talk. Let's see.
We're on now.
Oh yeah, you are on now, and you got to put it close to your mouth. I know it's probably not helping. That. Oh, that's cool. We got cords everywhere.
That's what we tell them all the time.
So, welcome to the show, Ryan Fernandez, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for being here,
Thanks for hanging out, too, by the way. I know you were looking to get out of here, but we appreciate you hanging around.
Oh,
dude.
man.
You were flying today.
He was rolling it.
Thank you. We struggled all weekend. We didn't even get the cart on the track till the second heat race.
Right.
Brand new motor package. Didn't know what to expect. It was a little squirrely in the heat, and so we made some serious adjustments on it and added some teeth, and she came to life in the main event.
So now,
I'll say.
what size? Is that,
It's a 270 Bama.
okay. Oh, it's a Bama.
Yes, sir.
So when he says that they had a little bit of a struggle so far,
Yeah.
that's an understatement of the world. That thing was over there on the stand. They were trying to get it to actually run all day yesterday and all day today just to get it to run. It sounded like, I don't know, but it was cool to see them finally get it.
And then go out there and run like a house of fire.
Absolutely.
Because
Well,
it ran like it never had a problem won.
Well, and he's always fast, so
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah,
we've raced with him once or twice, and yeah, he's handed us our butts a few times.
Yep. I remember in the clones, you ran a BK. What was it? Couple.
Last 2 years.
Yeah, you were wheeling it.
Yeah.
Plus, you guys dug how I did the old boxing thing. You know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I was doing it today too, baby. You just got that one that just rolls off. You got the R in the beginning, and then you got the R's in the.
My whole family, every time I walk in a house, like any gathering,
Yeah.
Fernandez.
Yeah, baby. That's the way to do it
I
too.
own it. I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, you know, where's Bowles?
Papa Bowles is in OR right now. He's getting ready for the BK. He called me earlier, but we were thrashing on that Bama, so I didn't have a chance to
Dude
call
was MIA all summer because all I heard was he was going to come run with us. And then,
busy.
poof, we didn't see him. But he was always working on his little track there at,
yeah.
down in Medford?
Yeah, I guess he's going to start traveling next year, from what I understand.
Sweet.
He's trying to get all his program up to speed. And,
Yep.
tires are huge, so he's working on that.
Oh yeah,
Never ending.
it is big money, you know, and that's a jaunt for him, you know. It's probably what, it's got to be 6, 7,
6 hours at least, I would guess.
yeah, to
Yeah.
RV. Now that's yet to be seen if we're going to be back there.
Yeah, we'll know more in a few weeks.
But what's your hunch?
No.
Not good. Yeah, I didn't think it was. But hey, Shane, what do you think about Castle Rock? Have you ever run at Castle Rock, Fernandez?
I have not.
We've run there.
Do you think that would be a good snag if we could get that?
I'd never run a cart there.
You would not?
I would never let Renee run a cart there. Because every time we've been there, no offense to the racetrack, but it's too big for carts. Every time we've been there, somebody's gone to the hospital. And I hate seeing human bodies fly down the straightaway without their cart and people going to the hospital.
You know, you say that, and it is because I remember Markham, Darren come out of his down the straightaway, and he was literally a rag doll. I mean, it was scary. It was, but
we were there, and I hate to see that. I mean, that's not what this sport's about. If you take a really good look at the place, the fences are not good. I mean, there's some issues there. So,
but if you're a speed freak like Ronnie is, Ronnie Cox, he loves the place. But he was good there.
Bigger's better.
Well, and see, we ran carts there once or twice or three times when it was the TT track.
Yeah, and you got air. You got air off of it.
Yeah,
the jump.
The bad part is when you landed, it would clean the engine butterflies off, and you'd spit a chain because the motor would move because it just ripped the butterflies off the bottom.
Yeah. I remember that was I go back there. I remember when Fow was there. That was when Fow and Gibbon. Who was the other guy that Fow used to always have a war with?
Probably Mike Stryker.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd show up with his duel there.
Yeah.
And he couldn't keep chains on that thing.
Dude was a monster though when he ran. Jeez, that thing was a monster. So, how was it? What's the difference between driving that that Bama? And then you drove Bowles' ride, right, for a little while?
Yes.
How many races did you run that?
I ran Bowles' about 4 times.
That was probably a sweet deal, wasn't it?
It was very sweet.
I know, because that's a nice piece.
So give us the inside scoop. Why'd he fire you?
I had a kid.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
He said, well, this Fernandez guy is getting a little bit too quick.
No,
there's no such thing as too quick in kart racing. You always got to be quicker.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We're actually really good friends, and I was supposed to go race for him at that Cycle Land race.
Yeah.
And I had to go to my baby shower, and so he got back in the cart, and then he was like, it's too early for me to retire.
I'm not getting out.
And,
yeah.
But it was a really sweet ride. He took me under his wing, mentored me.
Dude, that is he brings. And I've only said it 1.5 today. But he does bring epic iron to the racetrack. I mean, it's spotlessly clean. It's well maintained. I mean, he's an asset to the. He's definitely an asset to the series. But so how much more is in that thing?
As far as the Bama goes?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't even tell you. That thing's a ballistic missile. That's all I can say.
So Thursday or Friday they might be in trouble.
I'm hoping so. I think we need a couple tents to dial into the cart, but I think we have it. So we just got to get some seat time. I still got to figure out how to drive it. The 450 shakes the tires real bad. You can't throttle up when you want to, and the 250 you can throttle up really soon. So, from the center off, I can pretty much have it matted, and it doesn't shake the tires and get squirrely on me.
So if let's just say you nail it, okay? Mm-hmm. Is there enough there to get Chase and those guys a good run?
Well, Chase, he surprised me. I was kind of falling out of the seat towards the end there, and the cart started going away a little bit. And once I saw his nose, the first time I tried to race Brad Berg side by side, and we lost a lot of time on Mayo. Or I think it was Renee Angel. So the second time when I saw Chase's nose, I tried to lift early and let him in front of me so I didn't have somebody that might have been following him and get freight trained.
Right.
But I think we're a little behind on horsepower with those guys, but this cart's way faster than our KTM was. I think we just need a little time to work on it and get it tuned right.
Oh, you had a KTM, so he's up there. He's got that Hager syndrome, huh? A KTM.
They're fun. It's I'll tell you what though, that 270 is a lot faster.
the KTM guys, they eat like, I don't know, bagels and lox. And, you know, they drink weird vodkas and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So what are you running tomorrow? You running
Tomorrow I'll be running the Sedan
okay.
in the Arizona Opens.
And you should be probably scary in that.
I hope so. It actually went really well on practice yesterday. We're defending last year, so we'll see what happens. It's on a brand new chassis. It was the first laps on it yesterday, and we were really happy with the balance. It was just put away, so we'll see what happens tomorrow.
See, I like how he said we're happy with the balance. Don't you think that's more appropriate than the setup? The setup's what you put at the shop to get it ballparked, and the balance is what you're looking for at the track. You're shaking your head no. Is that not it?
We don't set our cars up at the shop.
You don't?
Nope.
Well, you're the tune-up man, dude.
We do it at the track because that's where you set the car up.
So you don't even do like your tour car. You don't put a basic, just a ballparky.
Don't ruin your show. This is all about carts. This is not about tour cars.
Well, I'm just saying, but that's what you do, right? I mean, oval stuff. I always did.
I think you're forgetting that he gets here 2 days early, so he's got time to do it at the track.
Kart stuff, we do all our setup stuff at the racetrack. Sure, they're ready to go when they leave the shop, but they're not on the scales
right
at the shop because every time you set your baseline, you do your thing, it's at the racetrack. So you do your thing and your baseline with your scales and all your stuff the day of the race. So you look at the track, okay, you make a determination of, hey, I think this is what we need today, or for at least this practice or this heat or whatever it is.
Right.
You put that setup in the car, and it either works or it doesn't, and then you start tweaking off of there. But you could do all you want at the shop, but when you set your scales up at the track, all your numbers are going to be different. Because you can never set your scale stand exactly the same over and over and over.
So typically then, when you do that, how close is the balance or setup, whatever you want to call it, how close is it to maybe the numbers you get from, say, Triton or Ultramax that says start here, do this, put this there?
No idea. Because we have our own chassis, so we don't use numbers that other guys use.
So Gannon doesn't give you nothing. He just says he give it what it needs.
He bends the tubing and welds the chassis together.
And he calls Renee to ask what they should set theirs up at.
Because our 3 chassis are the only 3 in existence.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Number 4 is in the works.
Nice.
But they're the only 3. So we don't get that phone call from him saying, hey, what do I do? There aren't any others.
So when you get that set up where you go, oh, yeah, it's just sweet, do you take it home and then put it on to see what you got, or does that?
No, you do it
because you don't care.
You do it that day at the racetrack. It doesn't matter what it looks like at the shop. Sure, you keep notes on everything you do. That hey, here's the numbers that we sent for that day.
Yeah, right.
This is the tires we had. This is the stagger we had. These are the scale numbers we had, and notes with it that hey, this worked, this didn't work, or it was a little off here, a little off there. Because you're never perfect. You're always trying to achieve perfection, but you're never perfect. You can always be better. Even if the cart handles great, it can always be better.
You could always be that one change away from really being off. So what's the key for you tomorrow then? I mean, you're pretty happy with the balance in the Sedan. So
we are. We found out some things today on our other chassis based on the track changed a little bit.
Right.
Track was a little greasy, but it's about a second faster. So we're gonna make some adjustments in the morning on our other chassis based on what we learned today. And last year when we applied it, the reason we have multiple classes is because one sometimes applies to the other, and it'll help you. You get information out of the track, and you make your whole program better, not just the one cart.
Wow. That makes sense.
I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That makes really good sense, actually.
I want to know what the new chassis is. What manufacturer?
We run Trick Olympic chassis.
Okay.
We love them. We have all 4 of them. We have the Redemption, the Titleist, the Monster, and the Monster Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm.
They all have different features. The Redemption is the one you saw earlier. It's a big tube chassis. It's for big motors.
Mm-hmm.
The Titleist is clone specific, flexes a lot more, makes a little more bite.
Sounds like we could go golfing with that one too.
Well, you know, it was funny because talking to Chris C. when he was on the show a couple weeks ago, you know, he was saying that, you know, like Harold Wiggins was saying, you know, those are basically, I mean, they're not even the chassis that are being sold. I mean, they're not really, they're like just clone chassis still, right? They're not really dialed for the big motor side. I mean, they haven't really worked on a chassis for a big motor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was shocked at that because I was just kind of like, you know, and then he also said, you know, all the adjustments that you get there, he said basically that's just for selling go-karts because people think they need it. But back there, he says, they know what
you don't need a weight jacker on your left.
Yeah, they don't need to mess around. They know where the cart needs to be, so that's why they work on tires. Now, I don't know how true that is. Well, it's Chris C. Would he lie to you?
Having said that, what's your tire of choice here?
I would have to say I love the Vegas. We've had a lot of success with the Blues. We do have other tires in our arsenal, but right now the track is going to get harder, so we're going to need to stay on a harder tire. We'll probably be on the Blues most of the time, unless something drastic changes.
Will Burris work here?
I don't think so. I think they have too much sidewall flex, maybe at real high tire pressures. But usually Maxis, the older Maxis, the 800s used to work really good here, but they don't make them anymore. So everybody went to the Vegas. The yellows, they're too soft for out here.
Mm-hmm.
And the Blues, a red would probably work real good if you prepped it right.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, the cart feels the best on the Blues. It feels free and it's got side bite. So
both of those are important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever happened to Bridgestone? You know, they used to own everything,
used to
especially
be
when it
fast
came
out
to
here,
stickies. You know, I mean,
Well, that was before your Vegas and your Maxis came into the sport.
Mm.
So back then, that was the best you could get, and people made them work. But technology has come a long way in kart tires for dirt racing.
Now-
because a lot of that stuff back
Amen.
back in in the day
Yeah.
was asphalt tires that were adapted for dirt racing.
right? They had the YBEs, and I remember those. I mean, they were gumballs. Basically qualifying, they were done. But who's the guy that took over the tire company? That's taken that no-name company, and God, who is that?
Kings
Is it King or it's some weird title? God, I can't even remember what it was. I'll have to look that up tomorrow for the show. But so the key for you tomorrow is just get some time. Or do they give you practice in the morning? Or
Yeah, we'll have 10 laps
okay,
to shake down the cart.
Yep.
Figure out what it needs.
man, you're good enough to know what it needs in 10 laps.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so.
He's going to have to be.
You have to be. That's what dirt racing is. I
Yep.
mean, especially if you go do other forms of dirt racing,
Yeah.
midget sprint car stuff like that. Yeah, 10 laps. You're like our midget stuff. 5 laps of practice. That's it.
Well, see, and the asphalt guys bitch because they can't get a clean lap.
Well, the big thing is as the water truck rolls by right now.
Thank you for that.
The big thing is you only have so much track surface to work with throughout a day on a dirt track. So you can't practice for 4 or 5 hours.
because you wear it out.
Yeah, there's no dirt left, or it's baked out, or whatever. So you have to limit what you do on the dirt, and that's why this guy's here till 3-4 in the morning working on this racetrack.
Wow, that's
It's,
crazy.
yeah,
It's really a science when you come to think about it.
Oh,
I mean, it is. But well, Ryan, I know you got a lot to do. You want to get home, get some rest too for tomorrow. We got a big day tomorrow. Because how many you running 2 classes tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna run the Clone and the Arizona Open.
Wow, awesome. Well, I can't wait to watch you in the clone because we know you can wheel that. I'm sure Lippy kind of digs that because
Yeah.
you're a clone guy, aren't you?
Well,
Is Wallace running the clone with you?
He sure is. He's
Yeah,
running out of the
watch
cart.
these two go
Yeah,
at it. Watch these
the
two
Wallace.
go at it.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was.
Lord.
He looked good. I was gonna say, how come you didn't run SEMO or that $50,000 to win or whatever back there, that clone stuff?
Well, we've talked a lot about it. Actually, we're still developing our program.
Yep.
We're actually looking at. We may go one of these times. He wants to take me, but it's a matter of sponsorship. It's expensive. You got to have a trailer.
Oh
full of
yeah,
tires
you
and-
do. I was shell shocked when I walked in there. I mean, I'd never seen so many tires in all my life. I mean, it was just crazy. But here's what I do know: he keeps the cash under the driver's seat in his pickup.
Stop it.
$50,000 cash, and it was stuffed underneath
Not anymore.
the driver's seat. It wasn't them, no. But I mean, that's a big grief. Now I don't know. Now I didn't hear what happened this year because there was rain in the fork. I mean, it was nasty back there. So I don't even know if they got it. I think they got it in.
Yeah,
but
they got it in.
boy, that had to be crazy.
You know what's funny about that?
What's that?
I talked to a couple of those guys. You know, they had the one that was $75,000 to win, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, hey, this was when I worked in the racing industry, and I was fixing their scales for them. And I said, hey, I don't understand how you guys can run a kart race that pays $75,000 to win, and yet when we have a $500 to win open race, people damn near go to the hospital. How can you guys run a race that pays $75,000 to win and not kill at least 5 people doing it? He says, you know why? Because the people that ruin your $500 to win show, they don't even show up at our show. That was his exact words.
Well, you know, but it was true. But you know, the year I was back there, which was amazing. I mean, it was 3:00 every night. It was just nuts. But they dang near did. Mike Dickerson, I swear to you, not even 6 inches. I mean, a frack. And he had backed it into the wall, came out on the left side of it, which was hanging out, you know, towards the racetrack. Dude swerved to miss it, and his head was hanging, you know, off almost to the ground. I mean, I thought he was dead. So did everybody else. I mean, there was actually people on the track on their knees praying, and it took forever for the helicopter, the life flight, to get there. But I mean, it was, boy, it was. It was crazy. I mean, it was crazy.
It's tough to see. I mean, we've seen, you know, Christy standing right here. She's been here for enough years. We've seen some guys go to the hospital here because you're hauling the mail around this place.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to help the guy out, and the track workers are actually trying to rip the front bumper out of the fence because it's actually stuck in the fence kind of stuff. So it happens, unfortunately. It doesn't matter how big or how small the track is. It happens.
Yeah, and then they said, well, we're not sure if we're going to run it, you know, and then they were saying, well, man, Dickerson would want you to run it. So they go and run it. It's like 3 a.m., comes down to the last lap. Knopf, Mullis, Johnny Cash. Mullis comes from 4th, goes all the way, gets him, does a slide job on the leader, who was Knopf at the time, almost gets it, and they tangle. Johnny Cash drives underneath him. Boom. 50 grand.
Was he dressed all in black?
No, well, yeah, you know, actually he was, because I think they were the ones that go boom confetti or whatever it is, and man, 50 grand. It was pretty killer. So yeah, hopefully you get back there, and but the main goal tomorrow is to win both of those.
Absolutely.
And so we may we may have you on the show tomorrow too, just to see how things went.
I would love to. Yeah, I'll have some stiff competition, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna hopefully be part of that competition. So.
Oh yeah, you'll be there. Woohoo! Right on, Ryan Fernandez. We'll let you get out of here. We're gonna get Christy Mayo on here, and good luck tomorrow, man.
Thank you. It was nice to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you too, buddy.
Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
No problem. Anytime.
Ryan Fernandez, everybody. He is he's the man,
He's a wheel man.
and
Yes,
a
he is.
lot of you
The bad part is we have to race him tomorrow.
probably know this gal, and she is known as the
Salsa?
The one
the
and
salsa
and only.
queen. Yeah, but are you packing some today?
I've got 3 gallons over there.
Oh yeah, 3 gallons. Is it? Now you said when you brought it up to the BK 2 years ago, you said, I tamed it down because I know you guys
Bunch of
northwest
Us
guys up here.
Northerners, yes.
Yeah.
This has got some pretty good kick to it this time.
Sweet.
Oh, gotta try it. What's the best chip to have with that salsa?
Corn.
There you go.
Corn chip.
There you go.
It's
Really?
corn chip, yeah.
Yeah.
Regular.
Not potato.
Scoops.
Juanitas?
Actually, the scoops work really good, especially with Christy's
The
salsa.
Fritos or the Tostitos?
It doesn't matter, just
Tostitos.
as long as you get as much of that salsa as you can in there.
Big
That
scoop.
liquid fire?
There we go.
Well, I got to say, Christy Mayo, I mean, I watched you run at the BK, and where else have I seen you run? I think there was
Hey Terry.
No.
I think she kind of wants to forget about the BK.
No. Well, that wasn't even really fair, you know.
It
I mean, it's
wasn't.
not even your car, you know. I mean, you're out there tippy-toeing around. I mean, you can't drive somebody else's stuff. I mean, you just can't do it. I don't care what anybody says.
Plus, you got run over like 7 or 8 times, so
I did.
it wasn't even fair.
Yeah,
Husband.
yeah.
I was pissed, and it wasn't even me.
Well, you know,
Shane.
first of all, how'd the Nats go for you? I mean,
We did good. Had good in practice. Just had some. We're having still some issues with that Jawa.
right. Now, is it kind of the same that Shane's having too?
We have the fuel injection. Just.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
you want to
Fun.
see some cool plumbing?
Yeah.
Go over there tomorrow and take a look.
I
at that thing.
will.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, you know, today you had some of that salsa in your veins because you were feisty today,
I
boy.
was, even though we were fighting some motor issues, we were still.
She's always feisty, Terry.
I know, but I mean, you know,
that's what-
I
that's
wasn't
what-
expecting her to roll around Diotti on the outside coming off of turn 4. I'm like, what? Look at this.
Hey,
He's
at
always-
least she didn't even give him the finger or anything. She went by.
She didn't have time. She was
Yeah.
going by so fast.
There
Well,
we go.
it's only day 1.
That's true,
Yes.
but it's
hopefully.
got to be a lot of fun when they are working like that, right?
They
I
are.
mean, it's a lot more fun to drive when.
I loved the heat races today. I wasn't
Yeah.
so happy in the main, but
Yeah,
I'm
what
sad.
what happened there?
just like I said, we were having still. Some,
Okay, so the motor just kind of
And then we
coughed
picked up
and-
a push when we got in a little. Actually, I drilled Fernandez.
Fernandez. Yeah, she tried to roll it.
Guy wouldn't get out of her way.
There
Yeah.
we go.
He was pretty
He
decent. You know, everybody. I mean, even because I mean, Berg ran back up through there, but once he got up to Fernandez and Renee, and even I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was it was some work to get by. So yeah. So you got. What are your plans for tomorrow? I mean, you're off tomorrow,
I'm
right?
off tomorrow.
You're
My
not
husband-
running anything?
No, my husband's going to run the Arizona Open.
Oh, awesome.
He's got a
Awesome.
sedan.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. What a pretty good chance? You got to run Fernandez, you know.
He's gonna hit him.
This little motor we've got on there is pretty. It's pretty salty too.
So how does this work? So does your husband does he sort of take the back seat and let you just kind of
He
roll?
does. He enjoys doing the work more
That's
than he does
cool.
driving.
You know what? I
Sometimes we understand that we're
I
not
totally
the best
do.
driver.
I totally do. I totally do because I was one, but
I do.
I did enjoy.
Yeah, Jason's following in Shane's footsteps.
Yeah, we're teammates.
There we
Yeah. So you're both husbands too?
No, Jason actually works for us.
Oh, okay.
I do the dishes,
I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm one too. So
but I'm one of the greatest motor coach drivers you'll ever see, though.
There you go.
guaranteed that. Guaranteed that.
I'm a good dishwasher.
Jason's learning.
I never load it correctly. She always has to come back and move things around.
Well, she's a mechanical engineer.
I have one
Yeah.
but can't use it. So
I make him hand wash.
yeah, that's exactly
you-
what mine does too. She
and-
says you can put them in there when they're dry.
There you go.
And you have a dishwasher, and you still hand.
No, I don't have. I'm the dishwasher.
Oh, you are.
But
so,
he helps.
so how much do you get to run in Odessa, Texas?
We run local clones, just clones there.
Right. Do you miss Hankins being there?
I do. I do miss Case.
Isn't he a good guy?
He is.
Yeah,
we
he
miss him.
He really is a good guy. I'm glad he's back home.
Oh, for sure.
But you know, are you planning on coming to?
Not this year. We're hoping to definitely in the next couple of years ship my stuff up there and have my own.
Well,
Definitely.
there's no time like the present.
I know.
if because I'm unemployed,
You go down and pick it up.
no, I'll donate $35. That's all the spare change I got left from Vegas. So I got $35. I'll pitch in, and we need our listeners.
I'm
There-
good. I'm
there
good
we
for
go.
All pitch
5.
in.
We're up to 40 now.
40, okay.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we need to get the Mayos back up to the BK.
Yeah,
I
for
would
real.
love that.
Because I mean, it does when you. I mean, you guys are obviously assets to the series for sure. But
To the community.
yeah, that's really what at the end of the day. I mean, I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's all about the people and,
Oh,
and
yes.
the camaraderie. I mean, yeah, you're out there and you get a little teed off this and that, but at the end of the day, it's
We
good,
all get over there and talk
good
still.
people. You know, just really good people. Just like down here, you know, I just couldn't believe, just awesome from the time we walk in and
I love this track.
yeah,
the people
yeah,
there.
it shows you because you ran really good here. So tomorrow you're off, and then so Friday you'll be back in the UAS. Wholesale changes for the 10, or are you gonna
Hopefully he will get that fuel injection lined out.
and get that push out of
Yeah,
it?
and the push.
Right.
And so I have some questions for you. What chassis do you run,
We have an Ultramax Exceed
and what year?
2015.
Sweet. Okay.
Mhm.
And what was your tire of choice today?
We actually had Hoosiers on there.
Really?
Ran
Wow.
real good in the practice or in
That's
the
a-
heat races.
And that's the first I've seen here. I think is that's the first time
What
I've seen Hoosiers here before.
compound were they?
That I don't know.
Okay.
So
They were a
They were-
Comanche. They were a Hoosier Comanche.
They were black.
they were round and they had air in them.
I put whatever prep he said
She
put
told
on
she
there.
told me not to ask. She said, "Don't ask me nothing about no motors or no tires because I don't know anything.
I'm just the driver.
I just wheel it."
that's okay. But so if you ran on the Hoosiers before?
We actually tried them there in Mississippi
Oh.
at the Nationals
Oh, really?
and ran very good. We're noticing heat races, but for some reason the feature is not. We're picking up a push.
It might be a cycle issue, a heat cycle issue on them. The bursts are great for that. So that's maybe what it is. Maybe a fresh set for the mains would change that. But
We actually do. We run a different set for the
Oh.
heat races and then put a fresh set of the exact same.
right.
And for some reason, it's
Wow.
not going our way yet.
And Lippy, they race carts, not cycles.
I'm sorry.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that.
It's heat cycle. Heat cycle. I was
Oh.
getting to that.
There we
Yeah.
go.
It's funny you say that, Christy, because, you know, I was talking to Robbie Yao a week or so ago, and he said the same thing,
Really?
that he liked
The Hoosiers.
Yeah, he liked the Hoosiers. So I don't know, maybe there's
We'll
some
just keep working with them.
that's
We'll
what
get
you
it.
got. That's what you got to
I
do.
mean, you looked fast in the heats. I mean, there was
yes,
that
it
thing
was.
just
It was stuck.
yeah. And even
And I
though
thi-
it was a little bit ill in the heat race too, still you were able to hold them off without any problem.
I think West Snow for that. I believe that. I love the wing and
Yeah, the carbon fiber.
yeah.
We talked to Shane Smith about it earlier, and he's very impressed with.
He did. He said it takes a big load off of the tire deal. You can be a little bit off, and you know, I don't know how true that is, but
He said it made the whole cart more drivable because
It did.
It was just more stuck down. You know,
it
more
is.
downforce,
I'm
back
not,
and
my,
front.
My body itself is not as wore out as it normally is after a 20-lap feature.
See, that's huge though.
It is.
yeah.
Wow.
Now, have you always run Ultramax, or have you
No.
been on other stuff?
We were on Bowler Arrows.
Oh,
Gotcha.
almost exclusively, or
It's the first year. Well, I guess we ran the Exceed last year here at the Holiday Classic.
and so if you had your druthers, you were going to a national, and Buller was going to give you one, or Ultramax. What would you, at this point? What would you say?
I really love my Arrow, my Bowler Arrow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie got on. He's got an Exceed Cox,
Yes.
and then he also got a Slack. He ran it at ORV just to kind of work the bugs out, and he says, you know, they're both really good, but if I had my druthers, I like the Slack because he says it's just like a good pair of it just
fits.
Yeah.
It's nice when you find a cart like that, and I think he is moving that to his number one cart. I think the Exceed's now the backup.
Yeah.
So
I mean, nothing against Ultramax at all. I mean,
No.
there's just everybody's got their, and until you drive one, you really don't know. So
But I have enjoyed it.
yeah,
Just little things that we're trying to work out.
yeah, and you'll get there.
Oh,
and you'll
yeah.
get there. Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
how about your dad? I know your dad. Is he pretty? Does he follow you around at home when you go racing?
does.
Or that's so cool.
that is
He,
nice.
he hated being here, not being here today. He short-handed at work,
Yeah,
so
I would have liked to have met him. He seems like a pretty cool cat.
he is.
Yeah, that's cool.
He loves racing.
Well, I know you got some little ones. You've had a long day. We appreciate you hanging out and
Absolutely, we do.
chatting with us, and it's always good to see pretty ladies go to the front, and pretty ladies that can cook too, right?
Here we go. Yes.
or
don't forget
or
salsa.
salsa, all you really do.
No, I do other.
You can hook
I'm
it up.
thinking she can do plenty of other.
Are you a
I know
barbecuer?
I'm Jason Moriaz.
He is.
He likes to
Yeah.
barbecue.
Do you guys have a Traeger?
No, we don't.
Okay, so you do it with charcoal,
Mm-hmm.
the right way.
And
There we go.
she said Jason, when he's wearing his apron,
Uh huh.
dead sexy.
I'm going to take her
Dead
word for that.
sexy.
Yep. Got rug burns from chasing him around the house.
Somebody
Hey,
does.
I thought this was PG.
Oh, it is. That's PG. I was just kidding.
It's after 7.
Yeah, it is after 7. I think is Cody still here? Welker? Is he?
Yep, I heard him.
Okay,
He's
we got to get him on. He was over there yawning, so I know we got to get him on
Yeah.
for you.
He had a long day of taking pictures.
Yeah,
Well, he's tall enough. He's probably got a game here in town with his
that's
sons
why
or something.
that's why I called him Sir.
Oh yeah.
Christy, thank you so much for hanging out,
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to watching you run on Friday.
I can't wait.
Yeah, good
Thank you.
stuff.
We'll
Good
bring
stuff.
our own bowl and chips tomorrow. So
Yeah,
Please. I've got jars over there to give you.
I'm going.
We
Yeah,
we will be
babe.
there.
There we go.
There we go.
sure.
Good deal for sure.
Awesome.
Thank
And
you.
if you don't like the salsa, well, no, I'm not going to say that because
Oh,
I'll
I'll
get
like
killed.
That's not an option.
If it's too hot, you can always use it to, maybe
Ain't no mama's boy here.
soften that,
I got a funny feeling they've tried it as tire prep before.
Yeah. Have you
Have we what?
tried it as tire prep?
We should. We should.
Yeah. Be sure you put it on the inside though.
There we go.
Yeah, good.
Inside
secret.
prep. Yeah, there we go.
I'd eat one of those tires.
Awesome stuff. Christy Mayo, everybody. She ran really, really good today, and wasn't for that little push and those darn Hoosiers going away, she would have. She was right there. But this guy, our next guest, hanging out with us here at the Holiday Classic, brought to you by Snow Carbon Fiber. He was in the Super Sportsman, right? Is that right? Super Sport
Yeah, that's
or
the
Super Stock?
Super stock.
Super Stock. Dude, you rolled, and then the belt broke, and that's all she wrote.
one. Yeah, it was a missile day for sure.
Yeah. Now, is this your home track?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of time here.
Well, I'd say home track, but we don't get a track like this until this time of year. So
Really?
It's pretty open.
Yeah. So now, in the summertime, do you guys run? You guys don't run until later in the year, right? Because it's just so bloody hot.
Yeah, we take off most of June, July, and August just because it's 120 out here. And it's,
Boy.
Yeah, it's warm.
Have you ever raced in that 120 stuff?
A couple times. It's not fun.
It
at all.
isn't.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
Boy, those motors are probably just hating it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we're-
what kind of car are you on?
it's 04 Ultramax.
Okay. And
Did you hear that? It's an 04.
I did.
You don't have to have the
State-of-the-art.
brand new stuff to
I-
be fast. You got to make it work.
If it works, keep it going.
that's what I
Absolutely.
say, I mean, but everybody says, well, the metallurgy, they wear out. That's why the guys back east always sell them because they run 4 or 5 nights a week and they're wore out. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, I mean, this thing flexes like a noodle, but it's great.
Sometimes noodles work.
Wow.
And this one does.
It comes down to, it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you race.
Yeah,
It comes down to it's metal. It's what you do with it. You find its happy place.
Right,
You
it's a-
find its sweet spot.
it's an attachment point.
Yep. And then you take everybody's money.
Yep.
Yeah. Does it have a big window for the sweet spot, or is it one of those you gotta?
I mean, we pretty much run the same setup year round, but yeah, I don't know, it comes to life here. It's really good.
And what tire were you on today?
Yellow Vegas.
Ooh,
Vegas. Yeah.
yeah.
So Vegas are popular.
I wasn't feeling too great about them, but they came to life about halfway through the first heat, and I think I'm sold for the weekend.
So you're gonna stay on yellows the rest of the week? You think?
That's the plan so far. Yeah.
So now, what was Fernandez was saying? He was on the blues.
Yep.
Now is that harder than the yellows?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a different sidewall.
Oh.
Oh,
So different compound, little different sidewall too.
is it
but
stiffer or
between
softer?
I think it's stiffer.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Now on your prep, do you have like a conditioner that was that what your dad was putting on like tonight, or is that just actual prep?
No, that was Aqua Velva he was putting on.
yeah.
Get him to smell a brute by
Old
Fabergé.
Spice.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know, for races like this we'll use a conditioner and then put prep on, but normally it's just prep and go.
So, and is it true then the conditioner it does actually put oils back into the tire?
yeah, it's from what I've heard, it kind of helps open it up and it takes prep better.
Wow.
Kind of lasts a little bit longer, I guess.
And do you do all your prep on the outside, or do you go inside, outside, or
No, we mount them up, hit them with a belt sander, and put some prep on them.
and go run the poop out of
And
it.
just
Business.
put it to the floor.
Yeah. Wow.
But you got to realize too that you could put this guy in probably a 82 Emic with some K21 treads on it.
He's
Yeah,
still
some-
rolling.
He's battling for the win.
Some Goodyear or some 077 Dunlops, man.
Exactly. He's going to be up there battling for the lead. So.
Good old concrete SL tire.
Like, if it's got a motor and tires,
You'll try it.
Yeah.
Well, so
He's going to the front.
I gotta ask you: Are you gonna make the trip up to the BK? I know you've heard about it, right?
Oh yeah. We were thinking about it last year, and if we can get a decent program together, we're thinking about it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'd say your Yamaha program's pretty decent. I mean, we got one guy up there, Chris Passanante, that's pretty tough. But I mean, I would say your program is you could be right there this year. I think.
Yeah, we'll definitely take it into consideration. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we've been off a little bit during the year in Yamaha, focusing a lot on super stock, but we'll see how it is.
So are you gonna be running that tomorrow?
My brother's running the cart tomorrow. I got to work, but I'm coming back Friday to run heavy.
Who's better, you or your brother?
I'm gonna say me.
We would hope so.
What's your super stock motor? Is it a Sudam or what is it?
I don't know exactly. It's a DAP from what I've heard, and they just call it a redhead.
Oh yeah, the DAP Redhead. Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? Like
it's a.
is it kind of a pineapple shape?
No, it's an early model of the Rejet. Is basically what it is. But they're a good motor. They run real hard.
DAPs
Yeah.
were always good motors. Do you know what a Corsair is? Have you ever
I think
seen
I've heard of
a
it.
Corsair?
It was a World War II aircraft.
Yeah, it's older
No,
than
no.
he is.
Well, you know what it is? It's like a elongated Yamaha is what it was. It was a rotary motor, but God, they were bitchin' motors.
Anything rotary.
That was
hauls.
1978, though, Terry.
No. It was 81.
69.
81.
When you were in your heyday.
81. That was my heyday, and I'm proud of it.
And
you
he
know?
rolled that thing.
Yeah, well, Fow did. Yeah. Well, that's back when they had, you could see 15 sets of duels coming down the.
Yeah.
You ever been to Medford? Have you ever run any asphalt? You
Nope.
ever been to Medford, Jackson County, any of that?
No, farthest we've gone is Tucson.
Wow. Well, until you've seen about 14 or 15 sets of twins coming down, boy, it's something.
Good times.
So, are you going to get a UAS ride?
Yeah, actually, I've been looking for either a ride or a motor to put on my cart for the
Biles?
nationals coming up. Yeah,
Yeah, we got a motor he can use.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
got a
The
cart for
crank,
it.
the crank doesn't turn over, but
You might have to push it around, but hey,
It
that
looks really good.
I got some
Yeah.
sandpaper. We can make it work.
I put the starter in the side and it didn't do anything. So
At all.
yeah,
That's nothing WD-40 can't fix.
Yeah.
Really.
Scotch Brite and WD-40.
There you go.
So now, do you roll against Ellenberger and Most? Are they guys that are steady out here too?
yeah, we're top three, top four all week, just nose to tail.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Cause you guys were definitely the class of field. I mean, they're pretty fast.
Yeah, I had you pinned to win until something broke.
Yep.
so-
You're telling me. I about bent my steering wheel. I was so mad.
Yeah, that's
I saw
so
that
far.
like twice today because I think your second heat. I think you broke something too,
Yeah,
didn't you?
we threw the belt in the main, and the second heat we stripped the teeth off of it.
Wow.
So I looked down and saw belt and thought it was clutch.
Oh,
You might have a jack shaft bearing going out.
No, it's our roller motor. The roller on the motor it's pretty sharp. It's getting to its last leg.
sort
okay.
of saw the teeth off.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm
That
guessing.
happens.
Yeah. So what's the plan for tomorrow? Go fast, turn left.
We got the KT on it, fired it up.
Yep.
And,
Sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it Superdyne? Is that what it is?
Yep, that's our guy.
Yep.
Damn. Those are good ones.
At this place,
Smoking.
a Superdyne's tough to beat.
Man, I'm telling you, and that guy puts up. I remember seeing. He put up like sponsor deals where he was like, "Hey, we're looking. Send in your." I don't know what the deal was, but he had a deal where he was looking to help people out. So,
He builds some good stuff.
yeah, he's been around a long time. What's his name? Pete.
Pasquale or something like that. I probably butchered that really bad.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with them too. so-
And
Is
he
he like a
rolls-
cowboy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's got the
yeah.
cowboy hat and he rolls in like a I don't know, 57 Ranchero
Yep.
with like straight pipes under it. The thing's got a nice cam in it, so it just got that lump. It's great.
Yeah, it's got a built motor in that thing. It's
Yeah, so it just screams I'm an engine builder.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Walking around in a champion jacket and a cowboy hat. That's all
Yep.
you need.
That's awesome, man. Well, man, Cody, I appreciate you hanging out. I know you've had a long day. You got to get up and go to work tomorrow, but
Yep.
we look forward to seeing you on. Are you going to be? You're not running at all tomorrow?
No, he's working.
No, my brother is.
Okay, so you'll be here back on Friday
We
then.
get to see
Yeah.
him on Friday running heavy Yamaha, right?
Heavy KT, yeah.
Heavy KT, yep.
Right on. Well, maybe by then we'll have searched out a UAS ride for you.
Wow, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
And I think he's got an autograph session tomorrow at 7 somewhere, right down the road here. I think there's a
At Superdine.
yeah.
Up there
I
at
think there's a
JoJo's
topless
Pizza.
joint down there, a
Well,
Tilted Kilt or something.
I was gonna ask you, Cody. So you're from around here, right?
Yeah.
So when we get done here, where do we have to go?
Well, let's see what time it is.
He said, "Let's see what time it
Well,
is."
if you want pizza and wings and stuff, I'd go up to JoJo's. It's right up the street. It's our usual go-to. It's really
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
We did JoJo's the other night. We walked up.
Is
from
it?
the-
It's a pizza joint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pizza, pasta, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Okay. And then, after, is there anywhere we
I mean, after
have
that,
to go?
We're pretty beat after that, so we go home and hit the sheets. But
Cody,
I'm only 22.
you're killing me right now. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
You're
a
only
youngin'.
22.
He's got somebody listening. That
I gotta-
he
I gotta
can't-
look.
he
Yeah,
can't
that's
say.
right. Yeah. Are you married?
No.
Okay. Yeah. A significant other.
I'm married to my go-kart.
Ah,
Sweet.
that's the best one.
A true racer, right
That's
there.
it.
I'm telling you.
They never complain.
They
Yeah,
always
she,
like everything you buy for
That's
them.
right.
She's been pretty needy this weekend so far, so see if she calms down a little bit.
That's awesome, man. So where do you work?
Red Cat RC.
Oh,
It's like an RC warehouse place.
Awesome.
cool. I mean, like RC, like.
Cars.
Yeah, like little toy cars.
Oh, dude, that's pretty going on. So if we come by tomorrow, you're gonna give us a little, a little.
Oh, I can bring them out Wednesday and play, or Friday and play with them.
Dude, that'd be
They'll
cool.
scoot around.
Do they have any like late model looking ones, like stock cars, or?
They do have a little like NASCAR looking one, but nothing really special.
Cool, man.
Terry's an ex-dirt late model guy.
Yeah.
You know one of those guys.
Those
Shane
guys.
Biles was my hero, because he was a former NASCAR Northwest Tour. He was a stud.
I just spent lots of money.
He was good at that.
Yeah, you were good, man.
to drive once in a
yeah,
while.
you were good. I mean, I was looking at the stuff the other night. He's got a bedroom that you just blow your mind, dude. Just full of cool stuff. But hey, man, appreciate you being on the show. Looking forward to watching what you do on Friday. Yeah, looking to see what that DAP redhead does.
Be
we
rooting
get
for
that.
brother.
No, it'll be a
tomorrow.
KT
Yeah,
on
we got
Friday.
the KT 100.
Oh,
on.
KT. Okay, so your brother's running the redhead.
No,
No.
it's KT Light
Yeah.
tomorrow.
KT 100
Oh,
already.
so you ran the redhead today.
Yep.
Yeah. that's what we
Oh,
ran today.
okay.
And Super
Okay.
Stock's done.
Yep.
So no more Super Stocks.
Really? They only run one day?
Right,
Yep.
and then you guys pull the motor off, right, and then
Yep.
put the next one on. Yeah, so
It's-
they
yeah,
just
it's
use the
already
same
ready to go.
chassis, and they just keep switching motor each time instead of
Wow.
like me buying 6 freaking cards. And
See, we
Being
we
stupid.
practiced at Arizona Open yesterday. Took it off, put the Super Stock on, ran it today. Took it off and put the Arizona Open back on
So-
to race tomorrow.
So an Arizona Open is a true Open, right? Alky if you want, dual carbs, all that stuff.
10-4.
Basically
Air cooled.
Air cooled. Yeah.
No motorcycle motors. Nothing water cooled.
But fully open.
I think
Fully open.
she would know.
I'm sure there's no top
There-
limit on it. Yeah.
No CC, no, yeah, right.
Well, you can fit it. You can run it pretty much. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, put a 150 on there. Ooh, that'd be sweet. Old BM 130, boy. Yeah, baby.
Get
Have
her
you ever
done.
run rotary stuff?
Nope.
Oh, man. See, that's what I mean. This is no offense to anybody, but back in my day, like in 81, if there was a few things you didn't do, if you ran a Margay, you were kind of the last part of that. And if you ran a Reed motor, you were really kind of the latter part of that other one. You were just kind of, it was just, how do I say it? You were just kind of gay if you did. I don't know. It was weird. Everything was just rotary stuff. And it's just weird how that's gone by the wayside. It's gone completely 180 now. I mean, you don't see a rotary anywhere.
Most guys hear rotary, they think RX-7.
or they think Chris or they think Chris Gibb. But yeah, that's all there was back in the day. It's crazy how that works. But well, right on, Cody, man. It was nice meeting you too. By the way, good run today. Sorry the belt broke, but appreciate you hanging out, and I'm sure we'll chat with you. Well, we're going to hang out before you. Are you coming back tomorrow night?
If I can get out of work early, I'll be here for sure. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, right on, man. We'll look forward to seeing you on Friday for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right on. All right, good stuff. Cody Welker, everybody. He rolled it today in the Super Sportsman. And what time is it, Lip? I think we're about.
It's 7:22. We're in an hour and 15 minutes.
So we've got our last little segment, and it's kind of our closing segment, and it's kind of from the editor, who tonight is Mr. Shane Biles. So he's going to give our closing editorial on the Holiday Classic.
What editorial is that?
You got to come up with some sort of an editorial. You know, like Jerry Springer does at the end of his show. He kind of recaps, what.
I didn't get the memo on that.
He's going to say thank you very much and drop the mic.
So, okay, so here's my editorial for day one.
Oh, my God.
At the 2016 Holiday Classic.
Uh-huh.
Great racing, awesome facility, great people. The weather was impeccable. Most of the racing was pretty good. For all, and I say all, of the UAS drivers,
we're better than that.
We are better than that. All of us are better than what the people saw today. Friday's race is going to be incredible. You got some of the best talent in the country here, in the best equipment in the country here, and they're going to put on a great show on Friday. Today's show, we're better than that. All of us.
I would
drops the mic, walks away.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. So, how probable is it that there will be a non-snow covered machine that can win this deal on Friday?
I think it's highly probable that it could happen. Just by what we saw today. We started out with, 14 carts, and we finished with 7. So half the field itself dropped out before the final lap was run. So having said that, the usual heavy hitters were up near the front and didn't fall out. But still, I mean, just the longevity is everything in this. And there are a lot of snow bodies here for sure, full bodies here for sure. But there's also a lot of people with some rigidity in their ride that have been doing this for a while that might not have that kind of cash that are still.
Well, even if the cash is, look at Berg. I mean, I don't think he's got anything, and that thing wheels. I mean, plenty faster. Renee's got the front wing and I think that
the back wing too. I think
she built it all herself.
Oh, okay.
That's all her stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Well, she definitely got a shot then.
Probably the only kart in the field that she designed the chassis, built the motor, did the aero, did the graphics, all by herself, and did the tires.
That's pretty impressive when you think about it.
She's kind of cool. That's why I hang out with her.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Plus, she lets me drive her motor coach.
That's it.
That's the way I roll.
That's the way you roll big time, dude.
Now, we're going to see 2 more days of awesome racing. The KT stuff we're going to see tomorrow and Friday is going to be some of the best KT racing you'll ever see in your life.
Is Passanante going to be sad he missed this one?
Anybody that's not here should be sad that they're not.
You know what? Yeah. I'm going to say that is a fact after being here.
I'm sad that they're not here because
I am too.
I'm a strong believer in to be the best, you have to
run the
beat
best.
The best.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the more of, and that's what's cool about coming down here and racing is you do get to race against the Chases, the Diottis, the Bergs, the Mayos,
the Fernandezes.
I can't roll that thing. But you get to race against really great people, and there's so much you can learn from that. Mm-hmm. And there's also a lot of information sharing going on here of, hey, what were you on tires? What were you on tires? Well, what were you rolling? What were you doing? Or, I mean, we've learned stuff about engines that, hey, that little misfire you might have,
Right.
you think you're too lean, you're actually too fat. That kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, just a little nippet here and there.
It's
Priceless because you can't, a lot of this stuff, you can't just surf the internet and find it. You got to know somebody. You got to have a connection, and where you build those connections is at a race like this.
Mhm.
And some of it is, you know, Renee went back to the Nationals in Missouri a few years ago just to be able to meet some of the people that she's talked to over the years of getting into this UAS thing to make a personal connection. That, hey,
just a network.
this is who I am. Who are you? Nice to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. You pick up a tidbit here or there. Or if you do get in a situation where you're having trouble, you're struggling, and part of what kart racing is all about is we usually all help our competitors up to our back bumpers.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get to our back bumper, they're on their own.
Yep.
But part of that is making those connections.
I
And
agree.
I would love to have more of our Northwest people come down and experience this, even if they can't. You know, it's not cheap to do, to bring your stuff down here and race it. But even if you can come down like you guys did and experience it, get to know the people, talk to the people, and learn some stuff while you're here,
Mhm.
that when you are at a national or, you know, the BK or the Betty Boop or something like that, and these guys show up, hey, how you doing? Long time no see.
I know that, and that's
You've got
really
that, you've got that connection.
that report. It is, you know, and you know, in a nutshell, I think what you're saying too is a lot of these guys, you know, you can learn a lot just by watching. You don't necessarily have to be roll. I mean, seat time is awesome, but I mean, you can learn a lot just by being here and watching.
And you can learn a lot just by, I mean, they've got just an awesome stand that's raised up off the ground in turn one that you can learn a ton just by watching different drivers and how they drive, where they're getting in the throttle, how much are they getting in the throttle when they do it. Some guys are stab and steer guys. They get that thing rotated, hammer that thing to the floor, and off they go. Others roll in. So there's
It
different
is
ways of doing the same
It
thing.
It is.
And if you can pick up some of that stuff and learn some of that stuff as well you're here or at anywhere, that's part of what we do. We all try and better ourselves, whether it be setup stuff or tire programs or stuff like that. But some of it comes down to how does that guy or that gal, how do they do that?
Mm-hmm.
And you can stand there and watch and go, oh, I see what they're doing. And you can take that back to your own race program.
Well, you know, and I think, Lippy, that goes back to what, you know, I've said on other prior shows where you know, when you first start out, you got to, eventually you have to have that belief system on how you think things operate, right? Until you have that belief system, you could ask 50 guys and you're not going to know what to glean and what to, you know, throw in the garbage because you just don't have a belief system that says, this is how I think it works, or this is the style that I'm going to go with. Until you have that, you're lost. I mean, and you're not going to know what to throw away and what to keep, you know? I mean,
absolutely.
Because they say take it with a grain of salt. Well, you don't know which grain that is until you have your own belief system. I don't know. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely. And what we like to tell people is to understand how, when it comes to kart racing, how karts work. And to, you know, a lot of guys waffle on, God, I don't know if I should adjust this or change that for the main event, or man, do I change this tire? Do I change this camber? What do I do? It comes down to knowing why. Why do the changes that you make to your chassis or to your program, why do they work the way they do with your kart chassis? And once you understand the why those karts work the way they do,
then you're making changes with a purpose.
You don't ever second guess yourself. Man, I don't know if I should take a 1/4 degree out of the right front. I don't know if I should put 2% more cross in it. I don't know if I should put more stagger in it. I don't know, man, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, blah, blah, blah.
You just do it.
When you understand why, okay.
It needs it.
What we do is I ask the driver, what do you feel? And I was watching the whole time, so I was watching her hands. What are her hands doing? So you take what she says she felt, versus what you saw in what her hands were doing on the steering wheel. And I know what I'm changing.
Wow.
Because you know why. You know what.
So how much are the hands telling you?
Well, you can have a driver tell you, well, I think it was a little bit free. But you see a bunch of wheel input. So the car's actually tight. So what they're telling you, the car's free, well, yeah, it's snapping off because it's tight in the middle. So it's tight. They got a bunch of wheel in it. And then they hammer the thing to the floor. And then all of a sudden it snaps loose coming off the corner. Well, you got to fix the tight in the middle.
Right.
And when you fix the tight in the middle, it fixes the loose off.
Yep.
But you got to know
But
why.
but
what do you do? What do you change to fix that? And it varies from chassis to chassis and setup to setup. But if you know the whys and how those systems work in a kart chassis, you can make those changes without having to second guess yourself that, man, I think this is the thing to do, but I'm not sure. If you understand why, you know why.
I agree.
You're like, I'm changing this because here's what I saw. This is what my driver told me. I'm going to change this, and it should fix it. Now, you don't always nail it.
Yep.
Or you could have gone further, or we didn't go far enough, or, man, we just crapped the bed because we missed the whole thing. We made this little tweak and that little tweak thinking it was going to fix it, and, man, it did the exact opposite. And especially at a racetrack like this, if you make that change in practice, first time out on the racetrack,
mm-hmm.
and then you figure, okay, that was good, I'm going to make that same change for the main event, well, the track changed a ton. So that change that worked early in the day is going to be the wrong thing to do late in the day. Same thing with tires, all that stuff. It changes so much. And this place changes from practice day yesterday to Friday. The track's going to change a ton.
Yeah.
So you're set
But
up,
it's never a failure, though. I mean, even if you do crap the bed and you miss it a ton, at least you still know what the change made the kart feel like, right? So you're going to know what that does the next time. I mean,
as long as and one of the keys to that is keeping notes.
Yeah.
Hey, we had this on this condition, and we did this, and it didn't work.
are you hearing that, everybody? I hope to God you are, because we preach it on the show all the time, and I think people just get sick of it. But it is huge. I mean, you just got to have that. You totally got to have that.
One of the things we do is, I mean, we're driving home, whether it be from Salem or Rainier or Oroville or here. Heck, you got time in the
Mm-hmm.
truck, the car,
Mm-hmm.
the whatever you're driving. You got time to
Talk it
decompress
out.
that stuff. That, hey, well, and little stuff just pops into your brain that, hey, well, what did you feel here, or what about that, or what about that, or this, that, and the other. Hash that stuff out. Put it out there in the air. Whether you're talking to yourself, your dog, your wife, your buddy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that stuff out there, and if you throw enough mashed potatoes against the wall, sooner or later, some of that stuff's going to stick.
It is.
For sure.
And there's times, too, where you say, we missed that, and we missed this, and we were way off. But you know what? That setup would work if we were here, or if we were doing this, or if we were doing that. That was kind of the feel we were looking for here. I mean, it just could be, it's endless. So you can't hardly go racing by yourself anymore. There used to be a day you'd see go-kart, a guy come in, but to me anymore, to be fast, I just don't think it's possible. I mean,
the neat thing, though, about kart racing is if you do decide to go racing by yourself, you've got 5 or 10 people there to, hey, you need help? Let me know. We found it from our buddy Lippy here tonight. Like, oh, crap, we got a motor problem. And who was there? Another kart guy. What can I do to help? And you will find that pretty much at every kart track in America, that if you got problems and you ask for help, somebody's going to be there to help.
That's right. And you may not get necessarily paid back with what you did. You just get paid back down the road, and that's the cool thing. Like, I remember in racing on dirt, you might loan a guy a shock, right? And now you say you either go back if he needs it, you just keep it. Just remember me, down. You let him go. I mean, it was a U shock anyway, so it all works out.
I used to tell him, if you're rich and famous, remember me.
Yeah, really.
Fly me to a race sometime in your private jet.
Would you please?
Did you ever tell Eaton that?
Who?
Eaton.
Who?
running. You don't think he's famous?
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
And you know who's supposed to maybe come this weekend? I don't know if he's going to make it because it's quite of a jaunt, but Junior was going to try to come down. Herschel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Johnson.
No.
That'd be a
Hoping
long
he'd
drive.
bring some moonshine with him.
Oh, Junior Johnson. No, JR, I think it would be cool. I hope he can make it, but would it be cooler yet is if he brought his dad.
Oh, yeah. The legend.
God, could you imagine him in a UAS car? I would love to see that.
I'm proud to be able to say I raced against Dad.
Dad was a stud, was he not?
I tell you what, at 70-some years old on the road course at Portland, he showed me a thing or two. I thought I was the hot shot.
And dude went by.
And he took the paint right off the side of my car. It's like, how did he do that?
I know that.
Because he's better than me.
Yeah, that one year he was like up to 5th, and he got a flat. That's the only reason why he went to the back. I mean, the guy is amazing, But you watch. I bet he gets back in a car just to say, because he's got to be close. He's 80. He's in his late 80s, I'm sure. I'll bet if he makes it tonight, I bet he gets in a car again.
And a great guy, too. I mean, very nice to talk to.
Very.
Just, if he can help you, he's going to help you out kind of thing, advice, whatever. Great guy. But like most racers,
Yeah. Just kind of like the Bilester here.
It's what we do.
Well, man, I appreciate you being on and hanging out and giving us your time. And boy, Brent Meyer, P1 tonight. I can't believe that.
I can.
You can?
It's Brent Meyer.
The Wisconsin Whiz.
We had a lot of late check-ins. There's Mikey, Double M showing up. And
who's from Wisconsin? Okay, so we got the 8 of Matt Kenseth, right? He's from Wisconsin. Who else was from there? Was Joe Shear from Wisconsin?
I think Joe Shear was. And Joe Shear Jr.
Yeah. What about the 84? Was Seneca from around there? I think I want to say Seneca was. Butch Miller wasn't he?
So they were all Midwest guys, the old ASA guys.
Butch Miller. How's that for a name?
Oh, man, those guys.
Dude could. That was a good old ASA series, man. That was back in the day.
I was just born in the wrong decade.
Yeah, for sure. We both were.
What do you mean? How old are you?
48.
You?
Crap, I'm older than Lippy.
How old are you, Shane?
I'm 49.
See?
I'm not even going to answer.
Yeah, you stinking old man.
I can't. Well, we'll be back. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Congratulations, Brent Meyer, on that P1. I think you got a new you got that new Ultramax going together with a 206 on it. And Speed City hooking you up. That's pretty cool stuff. Jason Sucic, he's going to have some news here in a little bit. Maybe some cool news. I can't spill the beans. I told him I wouldn't, but stay tuned.
I hope it's better than the evening news.
It will be. It will be. But, I hope Salem ends up being strong on the 14th. I think it will be, right? Because there's only a couple races before the BK.
So highly probable.
I think we'll be there. I don't know.
Yal's coming, and
I'll be there.
And he wants to set the track record at Salem. What is it? 10.
It's like 4.87.
Well, I think it might have been. Well, if you count in the race, I think Berg was pretty close. 9.8 or something like that.
9.8. Yeah, I think so.
Which is, I don't know. That's pretty fast. Yal's gonna have to be pretty quick to beat that, but we'll see. Tomorrow, do you know what time? Is it still noon like it was today?
Yep,
so,
same thing. So
we're going to get here and kind of get set up a little earlier so we don't miss the first round of the heat races and stuff, but we'll be back. So what's tomorrow? We got the Yamaha KT Light, correct?
Yes.
And we've got some clone stuff.
Yes.
We've got some
Arizona Open.
Arizona Open. That's going to be, you don't want to miss that. That's going to be some good stuff right there. We got cage carts tomorrow too?
Probably.
Yeah. Probably, he says.
I don't know.
We've had a few beers. It doesn't matter. We're having a great show. It's been fun. It's getting cold, though, so we got to wind this stuff up.
We still got to pack all this stuff up.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna leave like the arms and stuff here, but Appreciate you guys tuning in. Tomorrow, what time do you think we should be? If we were on by 11:30ish, noon, we should be okay. Practice start at noon?
I'll be here at 10 to 8.
10 to 8.
Man.
But that's what we do.
Well, yeah, you got a motor to fix, too.
No, they're already swapped over, ready to go.
So you're not going to worry about fixing that thing here?
The backup's on there. Why would you do that?
I guess we'll.
We only got one.
Only got one. The Bilester. Glenn Tower. Terry Bridges. We're going to sign off here from lovely Phoenix, Arizona.
Thank you, Snow Composites.
We're in the, yeah, for sure. Snow Carbon Fiber. We'll be bringing you the action tomorrow, so stay tuned. We should be here around noontime. Get you up to date on what's going on. And where's breakfast tomorrow?
In her RV.
Wherever you're buying it.
All right. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Don't forget, it's nwrrlive.blogspot.com. That's just temporary until I can figure out why my DNS server isn't working.
You got to pay the bill.
It's not mine. I don't pay it. But thanks for tuning in, you guys. Appreciate it. Love you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
For sure.
Thanks, Shane.
That's a big 10-4.
Really appreciate it.
Yay.
Snow chimed in a minute ago.